Okay, I have no words for this one. When I was just casually scrolling on my phone, and boom, I came across this insane news. A girl dropped 230,000 yuan at a cosmetic clinic in Hangzhou, China to get hyaluronic acid injected into her scalp, just to get that trendy high cranial top look. And it ended up with her entire scalp necrotizing. Hi guys, it's June. Welcome back to my channel. So, what is high cranial top? I bet most of you have never heard of this because it's a super niche beauty trend mainly in Asia, especially Korea and China. The cranial top is the area from your forehead hairline to the highest point of your scalp. If someone says you have a high cranial top, it just means that the top of your head is more arched and sits higher than average, giving your head a taller, rounder look from the front or the side. Look at these two peaks. This is what a normal cranial top looks like. And here's what it looks like after augmentation surgery. Surgeons will straight up tell you that a higher cranial top makes your head-to-face ratio more balanced and it will look more refined. Now, if you search high cranial top on the Chinese app, you'll find over 30,000 discussions with some girls even saying, having a high cranial top is my ultimate goal in my life. Like, imagine being obsessed with having a bigger, higher head. I don't get it. My cranial top is pretty average, I think, and I've never once thought about getting it fixed. So yeah, back to the 230,000 yuan situation. Let me break it down the hyaluronic acid fillers. They absorb fast and spread out over time. Oh, and after getting them, you literally cannot even lie down properly for too long. So yes, imagine spending all the money only to flatten your high cranial top overnight in your sleep. This is freaking expensive and pointless. But some people, they took it a step further. Some genius out there decided, hey, how about use the cement to permanently boost the cranial top? But of course, I'm not talking about actual cement. This is bone cement, a medical material used in orthopedic surgery to fix artificial joints. It's basically a mix of this powder and this liquid. When mixed, it turns into a white doughy paste, kind of like construction cement. And within minutes, it hardens into shape. The key thing is, your body doesn't absorb it. It just stayed there permanently. So how does the surgery even work? First, they cut open a 3 to 4 centimeter section of your scalp, which is scary. Then, they separate the scalp from the periosteum and inject the bone cement inside before stitching you up. And here's the crazy part. Bone cement hardens in just 5 minutes. That means the doctor has to quickly shape your new cranial top before it sets. So your entire head shape is now at the mercy of your doctor's artistic skills. If you are considering this after hearing all that, just don't. Seriously. First of all, our scalp is packed with blood vessels. These tiny arteries and veins don't just connect to your brain. They are linked with your entire body. If even a little bit of this stuff enters your bloodstream, you could get an embolism, a stroke, or even worse. And let's talk about pain. Ever had a migraine? It's usually caused by pressure on your scalp nerves. Now imagine having a foreign object stuffed under your scalp, pressing on those nerves. Could you really live with that pain just for a beauty trend? But if it's so risky, why are people still doing it? Honestly, I wanted to know the reason too. So I did some researching and it turns out this high cranial top obsession has been around for centuries. Back in ancient China, having a high cranial top was linked to intelligence and nobility. Take Confucius, the big brain philosopher dude. Look at this old portrait of him. Huge forehead, high cranial top. Same with Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism. His head, even more exaggerated. And if you look at ancient rulers, Liu Bang, the first emperor of the Han Dynasty, high cranial top. Qin Shi Huang, also high cranial top. Even in feng shui, a high cranial top is said to symbolize long life and good fortune. And also check this out. This is Shou Xing, the Chinese god of longevity. His cranial top is literally on another level. So yeah, back in the day without modern medicine or surgery, Parents would actually shave their kids' scalps using hard pillows or even tying cloth around their heads to make their cranial tops grow higher. Fast forward to today, this trend has shifted. Now having a high cranial top is linked to youthfulness, small delicate faces, and perfect proportions. And of course, beauty clinics are profiting hard of this. They're out there selling appearance anxiety, saying that want a more delicate face, a better ratio, a higher cranial top is the answer. And before you know it, you're staring in the mirror, noticing flaws you never even cared about before. And suddenly, you're rethinking your entire face. But let's be real, who is actually perfect? Stop chasing every random beauty trend that pops up. There's always a hidden trap behind it. Beauty is always evolving. It's never about one fixed standard. And honestly, a good hairstyle or the right accessory can actually create an illusion of a high cranial top without risking your life. What you think is a one-time fix could turn into your biggest regret. Alright, that's all for today. If you found this video interesting, just follow me and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.